What's going on, guys? Today we're going to do an oil change on the Mountaineer 5.0. We got max life 1030 at mileage, and we got Motorcraft FL820S. Common filter, goes on tons and tons of stuff. I'm going to do the best I can to show you what all is involved. Got the hood up right now. I just got a block of wood on there just in case, you know. When it's cold out, these hood struts don't like to hold the hood up. They are new struts, they just don't work good in the cold. I already took the oil cap off. In my case, it's just a breather. Lets the oil flow through, get some air in there so it can drop out, come out the bottom. Got all my tools here. I got it jacked up right now. Just a small little jack. You can see the area where it's jacked up. I use that point right there. And then our oil pan is back here. So I'm going to set you guys up on the tripod. Sorry if it's a little bouncy. And I'll let you see me draining the oil out. Then we'll do the oil filter after that. Some people do it different ways. So as you can do one or the other first, whatever pleases you, I guess. Oops, got it on the wrong setting. And yes, I do wear gloves because I don't want this garbage in my skin. Okay, juice already. I always change my own oil on this thing. It's really easy to change it on a Mountaineer, as long as you get it jacked up a bit. Okay. And for the socket I used a, looks like a 16mm, but I'm sure there's an American version for that. I just find in my case it's what fits best. Here's some oil coming out already. I don't like to let the bolt fall into the pan, because I don't want to be the one fishing the bolt out of the pan. See, we spilled a little bit. But that's the way she goes, you know, part of an oil change. Let me wipe some of that up. You can watch the oil drain if you want. Just gotta wipe the drain plug off. Always inspect your gasket too on the drain plug before you put it back on. In my case, probably can't see, but it's got some cracks in it. Not leaking yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. But also watch your oil, because it'll come backwards on you as it drains. The stream will go back this way. So first the oil comes out, and it goes back. So. And have some rags around too, because you're going to make a mess, especially if you're a first timer doing it. I'm not a first timer doing it, but I can't always catch every last bit of oil. It's tough. And for the oil filter, we got, you know, a wrench, your normal everyday oil filter wrench. And it's a tough location to get this wrench up in where the oil filter is. My filter will come off easy because I put it on easy. I don't wrench the crap out of it like those quick oil change places in the dealer do. They really tighten it down and you're not able to get it off with your your own wrench. So we're just letting the oil drain yet out of there. I gotta clean this mess up too. I got cardboard. It's always a good idea to put some cardboard down too if you can, because you're most likely gonna make a mess if you don't catch the oil just right, like I did. Well, I didn't catch it just right. See here. Getting down to pretty good, just a drizzle now. So now the reason why I use Max Life oil is because the guy who rebuilt the engine did some really crappy seals on it, so they tend to leak anyways, even though it's a rebuilt engine. Eventually they're going to have the engine ripped out and done the right way, but that's why I use Max Life on it. I suppose if the engine was sealed really nicely and done properly by a proper mechanic, I'd probably have full synthetic in it. Okay. And I did start the truck up too, by the way. Let it run for about 10 minutes. Let the oil heat up so it drains out nicely. And I have the truck jacked up on one side so it tilts. It kind of gets all the oil out of the pan. So we're going to go ahead and put the bolt back in. Normally I'd let it drain a little bit longer, but since we're doing a video, I want to kind of speed it up for you guys. Take it down by hand. Then you're going to wrench it down. But not just tightening the crap out of it. Like, you got to feel when it's right. You'll feel it butt up against it. Give her a few turns. Snug it up. There we go. Always tighten your pan bolt down. Always. Okay. Now, we're going to attempt to get the oil filter off. So I'm going to kind of switch it around a bit. Trying to see the best way to get you guys up here to see this. Get the oil filter off. Bear with me here. The oil filter it's up here. Let me try to get some light on the situation here. And I also noticed that my lower radiator hose is leaking up there. See some coolant right here on the sway bar and the power steering lines, and so we're gonna have to get a new lower radiator hose up there. You know, when you're underneath your vehicle like this, you know, always take a look at stuff. You know. Gives you a chance to inspect everything, see what's going on, what kind of leaks you got to deal with, and it's an old vehicle, you're going to have lots of leaks. I got a differential leak too, I got to get fixed. So, also we're going to want to pull the oil pan up here, because when we take this filter off, it's going to start pissing oil everywhere. So, very carefully pull your pan up here, and I mean very, very carefully. Doing the best I can for you guys. I don't have a cameraman. I'm the only cameraman here today. So, yeah, this is still going to be a mess. I can see that already. You know what? Let me. I don't know if I have I used to have another pan I could use to catch oil over here. Yeah, here we go. Little frying pan. It just so happens that where you jack it up at, on the control arm there, that the oil filter is right above that. So it makes it really hard to catch the excess oil coming off the filter. So I got like just a cheap frying pan that I don't use anymore, and it can lay on different angles to catch stuff. So we're gonna go under here. Oh, and I'm gonna move the blankets back a bit too, because I'm not really wanting to get my blankets soaked in oil. light. Yes, light's gonna have to move too. And that ain't gonna work either. Excuse me, all the fumbling around. Get the light up here in a different spot. That's better. Okay. So, this is your filter wrench. You can see how it's a very restricted area. There's not much room for you to... I got it on backwards here. Let me switch it around. And there she's starting to spin. Okay. Now, should be able just to spin it off by hand. And very carefully, you'll be able to start to see where the oil is going to go and see if it's going to go where you want it to go. And in my case, it really didn't go where I wanted it to go, which I kind of figured on. Trying to find a way to rest this pan on here. There we go. Just try to move this and more support. Okay. Usually gotta let the filter drain a little bit. Get a little bit of oil in there, and you can put some oil in this filter. When you put the new filter back on, you can put oil in it. Just not a lot. You obviously can't fill it up because of the angle that it's on. So, if I can get you guys set up here. Tilt it on an angle here. Excuse me. Yeah, I guess. About as good as we're going to be able to do, unfortunately. But, I'm just going to pull the filter off here a minute now. Here comes the rest of the oil, making a mess. There's our filter. Filter keeps quite a bit of oil in it. That's why you got to have two pans. And it really, I mean, it gets all over the power steering lines up here and everything. So you really got to dry it off. You'll be dripping oil everywhere. I'll deal with that later, I guess. Oh, man. Here's our new filter. Motorcraft FL820. And I'm going to put the old filter back in the box. I'll figure out what to do with that later. I do recycle my oil. You can take it down to any AutoZone. Or Advanced Auto Parts, or probably O'Reilly's. Just depends on where you're from, I guess. So you'll see that I got the oil filter off now. There's your opening up there. Always inspect it for a gasket. Sometimes the gasket can come off and get stuck on there from your filter. You won't notice it, and then try to put your new filter on. You have two gaskets and oil will spray everywhere. That's a no-no. Always check for a gasket up there. So, put you back down here a minute. And I'll move you over here. We're going to focus on the filter for right now. So, oh, they got a fancy seal on here now. Isn't that nice? And then you want to get a little bit of oil out of there. Dip your finger in there. Get some oil and put it on the seal all the way around of your new oil filter. Like so. Then we're going to pour a little bit of oil inside the filter and kind of swish it around because it will absorb inside the filter. You can do just a little bit. And I got a bunch in there, and I'm just going to kind of tilt it around like so and get some of that oil inside the filter. You can't fill the filter up all the way, guys, much as I'd like to. You just put a little bit in there. Just keep doing this for a while when you pour the oil in there. Let it soak into the element. Okay. Okay, ready to put our new filter on. Once again, guys, apologize. I'm doing the best I can on the angles that on these angles. So, oh man. I usually try to do this with one hand. Hold on, I'm gonna get to sit you guys down a minute. Okay. You can feel it, the filter, line up onto the threads. Don't cross thread it, just lightly guide it until it hooks to the point where you can spin it with one hand, well, I mean one finger, just like that. That lets you know that it's on there. Okay, and then we're going to spin it. Keep spinning it. Start to tighten down on you, so then you tighten it a little more. Tighten a little more. Tighten it to the point where you know it's nice and snug, but you'll be able to get it off with your wrench next time. Don't go ratcheting it down real hard. Those dealers, they'll take a friggin' wrench and just rip on it. And that leads for a bad time. So, nice and tight. Good to go. Next thing we're going to do is get this pan out of the way here in a minute. Making messes. It's hard to do this with one hand. Next thing you want to do is go up here and dry off everything that got oil on it. I mean, these power steering lines, cooler, sway bar, you know. Get all that off there. Okay. And there's some plastic wire loom up here too that really gets oil stuck in it too. See the wire loom right here always gets oil on it. So, okay. Drain plug is tight. Filter's on. Next you got to fill it with oil. So, I'm probably just going to end this video here, guys, because there's really not much more to see. I mean, she takes 5 quarts of oil. Stick your funnel in there and fill up with 5 quarts of oil. And you're good to go. Always check. Make sure you tighten everything down. Always get that drain plug in. You know. Make sure that filter is tightened down. And as soon as you start this thing up, get underneath there and look for leaks immediately. So, hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.